A chilly December night in Storrs, Connecticut, with the student section jammed again, and a good turnout of fans to see a former Husky bring her Princeton Tiger team home to play the UConn Huskies at Gamble Pavilion. And hello from Storrs with Megan Cuomo. I'm Alan Bestwick. This UConn team had just about settled in and adjusted to the season-ending injuries for Paige Beckers and Ice Brady when Sunday they went on the road to South Bend, Indiana, and in the second quarter of the game against Notre Dame, Aaliyah Edwards gets knocked backwards into the right knee of UConn's leading scorer, Azzi Fudd. Fudd only played briefly after that in the game. Then on Tuesday, it was announced she would miss 3 to 6 weeks with an injury to that right knee. Azzi Fudd has been so crucial to the success of UConn early this season, Megan. How do they make up for her loss?
Well, I hear Rebecca Lobo and Jen Rosati are going to be in the building tonight. Maybe they, along with Carla Berube, could help. But, you know, it's going to be, a committee that's going to have to do it. It's not just one player can replace her, but certainly think about, the keys for tonight. You need Lopez Seneschal. I mean, hey, she played 4 years at Fairfield. She's mature. She knows how to score. Caroline Ducharme stepped up last year when the team really needed her. She's battled injuries. She's healthy now. I see her having a big game.
Our keys to the game were presented by Nissan. And now we look to tonight's starting lineup presented by Subaru of New England. Who goes in Fudd's place in the starting lineup? Well, it will be the sophomore Caroline Ducharme, who will take the floor along with Mule, Lopez Seneschal, Griffin, and Edwards. You see the starting five, a very experienced senior heavy team for Princeton. And one other item on the UConn injury report, still no Dorka Juhas with that thumb injury suffered in the second quarter against Texas. Now her 6th game missed for the grad student. So fans on their feet here at Gamble, UConn in those white throwback home uniforms, Princeton with the road blacks with the orange trim. We are underway at Gamble with Aaliyah Edwards winning the opening tip.
Princeton's a smart defensive team. They play well together. We've talked about Berube, but she's a fabulous coach.
Lopez Seneschal with a fabulous effort to the backboard.
Lopez Seneschal can really slice through the defense and finds a way to score.
Now from the corner, Paige Morton. 2 bounces and in for Princeton's first points. There is Ducharme. Going to be so important for UConn to get some production out of the sophomore. Lopez Seneschal again off the screen. No. Aubrey Griffin with a chance at a rebound. Picks it up. Nice pass, Mule to Edwards, around and in.
And all of that happened because Aubrey Griffin tracked down that offensive rebound. That's how she can make herself invaluable.
UConn with the front court pressure, broken by Princeton. This Tiger team has 3 players on the floor now with over 90 career games in a Tiger uniform. Very experienced. They run what they run really well. Here's one of their stars, Julia Cunningham, 24. She feeds Caitlin Chen. No. Rebound by Ellie Mitchell. 0-0. She is a rebounding master.
She just has a motor, doesn't quit. She's got a knack for the ball. She never stops moving.
Chen's pass intercepted by Lopez Seneschal. UConn trying to get the transition game going. Nicely defended by Chen. Mule inside. Edwards gets fouled on the floor.
What a smart pass there by Mule.
So the coaching matchup tonight, Gino Auriemma looking to continue that remarkable streak of not losing back-to-back games. And Carla Berube, the head coach at Princeton. We'll talk more about Berube certainly as the game goes on. Ducharme gets tied up underneath by Chen. Held ball goes to the Tigers. Carla Berube in her 3rd year heading the Princeton program, her 20th year overall as a head coach. Her career record, 440 against 104. That's 81% win rate between Tufts and Princeton.
She is just a phenomenal coach, smart. She recruits great kids.
And a nice cut there by Grace Stone. Griffin works the paint. Back out to Mule. Ducharme lets the 3 go. No, offensive foul. It's going to be called on Nika Mule.
Yeah, a little too aggressive with the moving screen. You look down the other end. How about that terrific cut? Lopez Seneschal fell. Just a really smart play.
Yeah, Grace Stone, one of those seniors that's got so many games of experience for Carla Berube in Princeton. Cunningham feeds inside. Chen with the basket and a foul. The ball didn't go in, did it? No.
Ducharme got called with the foul. Nice screen. Late with the help. That's just really good execution by Princeton, and UConn defensively not talking now. Ducharme got called for that foul. She was late coming over to help, but Griffin got tied up on the screen. I don't know if her teammate didn't tell her the screen was coming.
You see quickly Aubrey Griffin, the first sub out of the game, getting a talking to by Chris Daly. And Amari DeBerry is into the ball game for UConn. Two-point Princeton lead. DeBerry uses her length. Nice pass in from...
She wanted the ball. She knew she had the height advantage. Perfectly thrown pass. Great execution by DeBerry.
Here's Chen. Skip pass across. Cunningham defended by Aaliyah Edwards. They get it in the corner to Mitchell. No. Edwards there for the rebound. Lopez Seneschal cuts, stops, and hits.
Really good pass by Mule, but what a heads-up play by Lopez Seneschal to pull up and not charge.
2-point UConn lead. Huskies 4 of 5 in their shooting attempts early in this opening quarter. Here's Mitchell out beyond the arc. Now Chen, shot clock running down. 5 to shoot. Cunningham lets it fly. No. And that'll be a turnover to UConn. So this injury situation feels like an opportunity for Amari DeBerry.
Well, look at her down here. Great positioning. The defense you see is on that high side. And even though there was weak side help that came on the baseline side, she kept the ball above her head. See there, not a great pass. Ducharme was there to clean it up, just couldn't finish.
Tigers push it into the front court. Chen brings the ball down. She is going to draw contact, and that is going to be Lopez Seneschal with her first.
Savvy play there by Chen to dribble penetrate. You know, one thing we haven't talked about, the last thing UConn can have happen is foul trouble.
Yeah. Inbound, quickly back to Chen, cut off. Mule was the defender there. Shot from the corner for 3 by Grace Stone. The senior from Glen Cove, New York on Long Island. Good cut by Ducharme, but couldn't handle the pass.
Yeah, good team defense by Princeton.
Here's Chen again. Steps away from Edwards. No. Rebound Lopez Seneschal. Into Edwards. Double team comes. She spins through it and puts it in.
Even with the double team, it doesn't matter. Really smart play by the bigger, stronger, more physical Aaliyah Edwards. Terrific turn and finish with the offhand.
Quickness of that move made it. Here's Cunningham on Ducharme. No. Edwards gets the rebound. UConn looks to run in the transition game. Princeton very quickly retreats on defense. There's Lopez Seneschal for 3.
Wow, I was thinking to myself, maybe run a little offense, but what do I know?
I think if Gino said sometime you take that shot, and it's great as long as it goes in.
Exactly.
Mitchell trying to find someone, finds Paige Morton, defended by DeBerry. Back out to Cunningham, shot clock at 5. She drives, kicks, all the way back out to a wide open Grace Stone, who drops the 3 and throws the fist pump into the air.
That was really, really well-run offense.
1 point, UConn lead, coming down to 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Edwards tries to fight for position, can't get it. Ducharme drives all the way in, no. Aaliyah Edwards crashes the boards. Mule, a wide open 3. No. Mitchell with
You know, she paused before that shot. She didn't look like she really wanted to take it.
Chen, 15 to shoot. There's Mitchell, tries to drive, cut off, double team. DeBerry got there. Ball goes out of bounds, off of Princeton. And we reach the timeout, media timeout, with 3.5 to go in this opening quarter. Lou Lopez-Seneschal leading the way so far for UConn. 3.5 to go, quarter number 1, a 1-point game between UConn and Princeton. Culmo's Court Vision brought to you by Yale New Haven Health. What you got, Meg?
Well, you know, Princeton is a pretty good offensive team, but Lou Lopez-Seneschal is right there, okay? Watch her in this possession. UConn played pretty well. You can see the shot clock's going down, but wait a minute, why does she come over here? Her players way out on the top of the key. Why are you going down to double the kid over there who's not going to hurt you? And you see Gino's reaction. He saw it coming like, Lou, what are you doing?
No, Lou, no, Lou. All right, well, they just had a timeout to talk about it. Pretty good ball game so far. Lopez-Seneschal leading scorer for UConn with 7 on 3 of 4 from the floor. And for Princeton, it is Grace Stone with 10, 3 of 3, 2 of those 3 from long range. Aubrey Griffin back into the ball game for UConn. Ducharme has taken a seat on the bench. Here's Edwards looking for help.
UConn lucky that Chen did not see that ball coming. It was easily stealable.
Mule for 2.
That's a better shot from Mule, 15, 16 feet.
UConn with the pressure. Princeton gets it across the timeline. Pretty handily. Edwards fighting with Mitchell, and that is going to be a foul on Edwards. She got a hand on Mitchell and tried to hold her back.
She had her hand in the passing lane. Good pressure on the ball by Griffin. That's just good hustle for the ball.
So 4 players for UConn with 1 foul apiece. Princeton only called for 1 foul so far. Here's Ellie Mitchell. Beats Julia Cunningham. 5 to shoot. Cunningham tries to step around. Edwards, high glass. No, Griffin with the rebound. DeBerry throws it into the hands of a Princeton player, but Griffin was there for the errant ball. Mule gets the bucket and the foul.
It's a big-time play there by Nika Mule. The nice step through past the defense. Just driving in there to create something, and then picked up the nice big left-footed step. Past the defense, gets herself fouled. It's that home court bounce, too.
Adds the extra. 2-minute scoring drop for Princeton. It's a 6-point UConn lead. And the thrown away ball. Whoop, look out. Tied up ball, that'll stay with UConn.
Great hustle there by DeBerry to dive on the floor. Not quite sure what was going on when she caught that ball initially on the press. Nice effort there to correct that mistake she had made with the pass. She did it.
Yep. Big day for the 6'5" sophomore from Williamsville, New York. Played her career high, a season high rather, 13 minutes the other day. There's Lopez-Seneschal, that's way off the mark. Edwards tries to save it. No, foot came down before the ball did. So 2.5 minutes without a bucket for Princeton here. Interesting among statistics. Points in the paint, UConn 12, Princeton 2. 23, that's Madison St. Rose, one of the very highly touted freshmen playing for this Tigers squad. She lets the 3 fly. No. And that'll go over the back and be turned over to UConn. Now we'll look at some of the numbers when UConn was with and without Azzi Fudd a season ago. Points per game standing out. DeBerry gets the 2.
I mean, that's what UConn needs to do. Get the ball to DeBerry where she can do something with it. Just simple catch, turn, and shoot.
Here is Mitchell. From the corner, Chetnowecki, no. And the rebound by Griffin. UConn trying to get the transition game going again, but all 5 Tigers back. Mule goes to the rim anyway. Does not get the foul. And Griffin can't tie the ball up.
Really good job by Princeton. Everyone boxed out.
Here's Chen. The pull-up jumper breaks a 7-0 UConn run.
She is such a good scoring point guard.
Ball knocked away from Edwards. Will go out of bounds off of Mitchell.
See, that's Ellie Mitchell. That's what she does for Princeton. She never stops. She plays so hard, so scrappy, never gives up on a play.
Asked Carla Berube what Mitchell's style was, what made her so good. She said, we call her Havoc.
Yeah.
She creates havoc on the glass and havoc on the defensive end. 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Edwards spins and will get the contact.
UConn has a size advantage, not only by height, but by width, by strength. They're without Dorka Juhas, but they do have the size advantage inside. They've got to take advantage of it.
So Aaliyah Edwards to the free throw stripe. The junior from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, who's had 5 double-doubles in 7 games this season. And UConn's going to need a lot more of that going forward. Cool bounce. Supposed to get those on your home rim.
Typically, you'd think.
So 20 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Mule out to guard Chen. Chen drives, stops, no. Griffin with the rebound. Fights her way through the double team. Can they get a shot? No. Yes, and didn't go. Do they get a foul or no?
I thought DeBerry's hand got hit.
No call there. So that is how quarter number 1 is going to end. Good start, 21-14, UConn at the end of 1. Gamble Pavilion, UConn women's basketball live on SNY. First ever meeting between UConn and the Princeton Tigers, and it's Huskies by 7 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Very briskly played first quarter. Means it's our first chance to talk with Maria Marino in game. Let's check with Maria now.
Thanks, Alan. Amari DeBerry's whole focus this season has been gaining the trust of her coaches and teammates after averaging just over 5 minutes across 16 games last season. And Chris Daly told me there's nobody you want to see do better than Amari DeBerry because she's a great teammate. But now that she's getting an opportunity like this one tonight to show what she can do, Daly wants to see DeBerry be physical, have an imposing physical presence, not just a finesse player. And so far, so good, Alan.
Yep, solid. Played about 7.5 minutes in that opening quarter. 2 for 2 from the floor with 1 steal, no rebounds, but no turnovers.
I thought she made a difference. She impacted the game. A couple really nice buckets on the offensive end from that low post. I don't know if Princeton has anyone that can stop her. Let's see if UConn keeps going to her.
So DeBerry on the floor along with Edwards, Mule, Griffin, and Lopez Seneschal. Here's Stone. Now Mitchell. Good ball movement from the Tigers. Good defensive movement from UConn. Into Mitchell, got away from Edwards.
Well, you know, that's what Mitchell does. She moves so well without the basketball, and if you just take a break for a minute, for a second, they'll make you pay.
First points of the night for the junior, Ellie Mitchell. That ball thrown into a crowd. DeBerry hustles to get on the floor to get the tied up ball.
That pass was telegraphed, and there were 4 black jerseys around Aaliyah Edwards in that low post. She got a ball fake and reversed the ball. There were too many Princeton Tigers around in that low post, but outstanding hustle there by both players, DeBerry and Grace Stone.
So UConn retains possession on the alternating possession arrow, but now have 9 to shoot, and there's going to be a foul inside on DeBerry.
I think it was a 3-second
Was it 3 seconds? Okay. End result is an empty UConn possession. Princeton trailing by 5. Chen defended by Griffin. Runs through the screen, gets the corner 3 attempt. No. Nika Mule on the run. Hit as she drives to the hoop. And it's going to be on the freshman Madison St. Rose.
Nice aggressive take, got fouled pretty hard. That's just the grit you see that Nika Mule plays with.
The heart and soul of this team on the court and off. Caroline Ducharme back in the ballgame. Aubrey Griffin has gone to the bench. Remember, UConn playing with just 8 players tonight. And both ends of the free throws missed by Mule. Chen looking for some help, got it from Mitchell. Here's St. Rose.
UConn has to do a good job of playing good on-the-ball defense and good team defense, but don't get caught leaving people and leaving players wide open.
Shot too strong from St. Rose. Rebound, Aaliyah Edwards. Ducharme. Lopez Seneschal wide open for 3.
That was set up by a terrific pass from Caroline Ducharme from the other side of the floor.
Double figure scoring already for Lopez Seneschal. She's got 10. Chen defended by Mule. Got a hand on the ball. Couldn't stop. Mitchell's shot. I don't know if that was partially blocked or not, but it fell well short.
I think it was partially blocked by DeBerry.
Edwards, too strong. DeBerry can't swat.
And DeBerry was trying to point to her to kick the ball out to Ducharme, who was wide open on the wing.
Chen. No. Edwards with the rebound.
This is a transition UConn wants to run.
Oh, just too far ahead of Ducharme, who slams the padding on the stanchion in frustration.
So the skip pass, see, look at that. Everyone's looking on that side of the floor. The great kick to the wide open Lopez Seneschal. Great spacing, nice skip pass.
So Aaliyah Edwards will go to the bench and get a breather. Ayanna Patterson comes in. Aubrey Griffin back into the ball game, and Amari DeBerry will take a seat. So it's Lopez Seneschal, Mule, Ducharme, Patterson, and Griffin, the 5 on the floor for UConn. It's Cunningham back in the game for Princeton. Into the paint to Parker Hill, blocked by Griffin. 9 to shoot. That's going to be a treble on the sophomore.
This is an imposing defense just because of their strength and quickness and anticipation.
You know when you're playing Princeton, they're going to move. And you better be moving both offensively and defensively.
Well, this is where UConn has to run some offense, execute.
Griffin's going to draw the foul on Grace Stone in the paint. UConn women's basketball hosts defending national champions South Carolina at the XL Center on February 5th. That's a Sunday. Visit UConnTickets.com and build your own mini plan package to secure your ticket for what's going to be a must-see matchup. Lopez Seneschal couldn't handle the pass, but it went out of bounds off of Princeton's Maggie Connolly, and it will be Husky ball with 18 on the shot clock. Lopez Seneschal on the inbound play. No. Patterson couldn't tap the rebound away. Here's Grace Stone now for the Tigers. Cunningham works off the screen. 10 to shoot. Chen tries to reset the offense. She'll drive and kick to Cunningham. Has to hurry the shot because Nika Mule was closing quickly.
Good box set there by Ducharme to track down that rebound.
Lopez Seneschal tries to work off the Patterson screen, feeds into the freshman. That is going to be an offensive foul.
Smart play there by Grace Stone to step up and take that charge. And, you know, we've seen that with Patterson. The freshman is so aggressive. You know, you could just tell that's that youth. You got to turn and face. And he's okay with that. Gina's okay with that kind of a foul. It's one of aggression. She'll learn.
So first on Patterson. Both teams in a bit of a scoring drought here to start this second quarter.
We'll call it a defensive juggernaut.
There you go. Griffin got a hand on that pass. Shot clock at 5. Chen drives, cut off by Lopez Seneschal. 3-2, throws it up, doesn't get rim. UConn runs. Lopez Seneschal gets knocked around. They'll call the foul on the floor. And that is going to be on the senior Julia Cunningham. That'll be her first. There's the injured brigade on the end of the bench for UConn.
Clearly having hair issues.
Griffin! And one.
I'm not quite sure where that foul was. Princeton is looking around at each other, a bit confused. A nice aggressive take, though, by Griffin. Fake the handoff. Look how she glides through the air. Great elevation. Terrific finish.
So within a span of seconds, that's a second foul on Julia Cunningham. And here is Aubrey Griffin at the free throw stripe. And adds the extra there.
Cunningham, as a co-captain on this team, is a terrific leader. Berube does not want her on the bench. She wants her on the floor.
Cunningham 24 for Princeton. Here's Maggie Connolly, another one of those long experienced players for the Tigers. She wears number 12. Now the freshman, St. Rose. Dishes underneath, the long step through. Travel called on Paige Morton.
UConn's defense has been solid. Berube's team has struggled to get into any sort of a flow on the offensive end. Now you see the fiery Berube coming out.
Griffin. And got the roll.
Opened up by Patterson's cut, which opened up the lane. Good timeout here by Berube.
Said she wanted to shut down any big UConn runs quickly. Well, that's an 8-0 run for UConn. And Aubrey Griffin, after having such a tough day Sunday at Notre Dame, getting the ball in the bucket tonight here in Gamble. Carla Berube, the head coach of the Princeton Tigers, of course, a national champion with the UConn Huskies. Kara Walters there on the right of the picture. Berube, I'd call her a star player for this team. What, 1,400 career points?
Yeah, she just wins. That's what she does. She wins.
Member of the Connecticut Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, New England Basketball Hall of Fame, won the Pat Summitt Award as the Division III National Coach of the Year when she was at Tufts. And now has yet to lose an Ivy League game as the head coach of Princeton in 3 seasons, not to mention taking her Tigers to the second round of the NCAA tournament, where they lost, advancing to the third round by a single point to Indiana last March.
Yeah, they would have played UConn had they beat Indiana.
Said this is the first time she's been back in Gamble Pavilion in about 9 years.
Just one of the all-time great humans that have come through this program.
Princeton tries to run its offense. Maria, you listening in?
How about Aubrey Griffin defensively? Unbelievable.
That's scramble for the ball. Body's hitting the floor. It comes away in the hands of Chen for Princeton. Tries to drive on Mule. Both players hit the floor. No foul called. Morton with a rebound. Missed shot. Lopez Seneschal finally slows it down for UConn.
They're letting them play.
I can't believe there wasn't a whistle on that one. There's Edwards. Mule puts up the three. No. Princeton tries to get it ahead to Morton.
Great D by Griffin. She's been everywhere.
Edwards now. They'll call it travel.
Yeah, she did walk. You know, the ball came in. She was a little bit off balance as she tried to catch the ball. Better that she got called for the walk.
Yes.
Than the foul. See, as the ball came in, she was a little bit off balance. You saw her shuffle her feet. And Mitchell does such a good job of taking charges.
So Amari DeBerry back into the ball game for UConn. Caroline Ducharme goes to the bench. Huskies on an 8-0 run. Offensive foul drawn by Nika Mule and called on Chet Nowicki.
If I'm Nowicki, I'm not happy with that call. I don't know how. I mean, she sold it. And that's a block.
Carla certainly thinks so.
I'm with Carla on that one.
Griffin drives, draws contact.
Great decision to go opposite the screen to the baseline side. Aubrey Griffin is doing it on both sides tonight. On the offensive end, she's done it on the defensive end. She's making things happen.
And hit the free throw. 6 rebounds. So far, 6 points. Make it 7 for Griffin, who is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And 2 for 2 from the floor. So a 9-0 run for UConn here.
UConn switching on all the screens.
That was Grace Stone, no. And another rebound for Griffin. Lopez Seneschal with a little hesitation move. Couldn't get the floater. Fun pace to this game, huh?
Yeah, Gino said, you know, he wanted to be up tempo, get it out in transition.
Going to be a foul on Lopez Seneschal on the rebound attempt, and we're quickly closing in on halftime, where Gary Apple and Kara Walters will have all the first half highlights and analysis. It's the UConn Women's Basketball Halftime Show, presented by Dunkin'. Good inbounds play, and Caitlin Chen breaks the long scoring drought for Princeton. Griffin again with the kick to DeBerry. Lets it fly, back iron.
That was a good shot from DeBerry in the corner. Good kick from Griffin inside.
Inside of 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. A pull-up jumper by Grace Stone, the senior from Long Island, for Princeton. Stone with 8 now. Will make it 10 for the Tigers. By far their leading scorer in the ballgame. And Seneschal drives. That'll go out of bounds and be turned over. She was looking for a foul call. There was none forthcoming. So Caroline Ducharme will come back into the ballgame for Lopez Seneschal. And now the Huskies will try and break their own little dry spell of 3.5 minutes without a point at the end of this second quarter. The defensive gem. Stone. Griffin backs away. Edwards can't get there in time for the block, but the shot misses. Ewell floats it into Edwards, draws a double team. They're going to call a foul on the floor on Mitchell.
Mitchell's like, how am I supposed to stop her?
Now that will be...
She's pleading her case to any official that will listen.
Will be the second on Mitchell, who is second in the nation in rebounds per game. Valuable player for Princeton. And Aaliyah Edwards, speaking of valuable players for UConn, 5 points, 5 rebounds before the free throws here. And Griffin gets the rebound of the missed free throw.
That's just great effort by Griffin.
Edwards cut off, has it stolen away. 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Tigers try to set up as close to a last shot as they can get. About a 1.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Chan defended by Ducharme, looking for an opening. Steps back with the 3. No. That will be knocked out of bounds. Or will it? Yes, it will. That'll be Princeton's ball with 0.6 seconds to go. So there is time for the catch and shoot. But the ball just gets thrown into an empty lane to Amari DeBerry, and that is how the second quarter is going to end. Well, UConn being led by Lou Lopez Seneschal with 10 points and Aubrey Griffin with 7 points and 8 assists. And on the Princeton side, it is Grace Stone in double figures with 10 points leading the Tigers. After a very tight first quarter where UConn opened up a 7-point lead right at the end of the quarter, it is 12 the difference between the Huskies and Tigers at halftime.
Gino, a good 20 minutes there for your club. I mean, did you think you'd be having this whole injury thing again? AZ's out, Dorcas not here. How proud are you of the way your kids have stepped up here tonight?
Well, yeah, on the defensive end, I think, you know, once we got settled in, I thought, you know, we did a pretty good job. We're a little bit out of sorts on offense, obviously. You know, we got guys trying to drive it into the lane, and, you know, they've got 4 people in the lane. So we're doing dumb stuff that makes no sense at all. So we got to get better movement on the offensive end. You know, we got to get a better flow. But the defensive end has been good. You know, we just got to find some kind of offensive rhythm, and that's the hardest thing that happens when you have so many scorers sitting on the bench. You know, it's where you're going to find people to make shots, and that's what we're going to have to find.
Are you impressed with the way Carla Berube team is playing out there? She's a heck of a coach.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, you watch them play enough games. You know, they don't beat themselves. You know, they do a really good job of staying within what they do. They run their stuff, and they keep running their stuff, and they make you have to play defense the entire 30 seconds. You know, and I would love to be able to keep fresh bodies in there and put more pressure on them, but unfortunately we can't do that. So we're just going to have to grind it out, I guess.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck the second half.
All right.
Our interview with the Hall of Famers, presented by P.C. Richard & Son. Well, on a night when Carla Berube returns to Storrs and Gamble with her Princeton Tigers, Aubrey Griffin has been the star of the show for UConn. Huskies by 12, Gary and Kara coming up. Teams back on the floor getting ready for the third quarter here at Gamble Pavilion. UConn leading Princeton 32-20. Former UConn player and Princeton coach Carla Berubes with Maria Marino.
Coach, what kind of adjustments would you like to see your team make here in the second half?
I'd like to make some shots. That would be a big adjustment for us. Yeah, I thought the end of the second quarter was a little bit better defensively. I thought they were just pounding it in inside on us, which I knew they would, and just had some really easy scoring opportunities inside. So, yeah, just got to do a better job there. You know, help our post players out, dig in, double when we can. And then, yeah, just execute and be ready to take shots. I think we had some open looks and we were a little hesitant to take them, so we need to be confident and be ready to make those shots.
All right, Coach, thanks. Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, Maria and Coach Berube with Megan Kulmo, Alan Bestwick, courtside at Gamble. One reason maybe some of those shots weren't going in, the UConn defense and one player in particular all over the court in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Aubrey Griffin, and when you think about the way she played at Notre Dame, you know, only 1 of 12 from the floor, took a lot of stand-up jumpers, but here she got involved. What a terrific effort on the offensive end. I like how she attacked the glass, didn't settle for 15, 16 footers, drove the ball so well, read the defense away in traffic, and just terrific footwork, great active hands, played outstanding defense, made it difficult for Princeton to get into their offensive flow. I thought she really responded to the way she played Sunday and is playing much better here tonight.
On the floor to start this third quarter for UConn, along with Lou Lopez-Seneschal, Caroline Ducharme, Aaliyah Edwards, and Nika Mule. Princeton with the first possession of this third quarter. Julia Cunningham, defended by Ducharme. Stepped on the end line. Turnover to start the third quarter by the UConn defense.
Terrific one-on-one defense there by Ducharme.
Tried to get the ball into Griffin from Lopez-Seneschal. Pass was a little wide and quickly stolen by
you got to read the defense where they are behind and give the post player a chance to get the defender on their back.
Here's Cunningham, defended by Griffin. Now feeds Stone. Lets it fly. Good. That's for 3.
Terrific shot by Stone, and that wasn't poorly defended there by Lopez-Seneschal. I thought she had a hand in the face.
And you heard Carla Berube say make some shots. Her team was only 2 of 13 from 3 in that first half. 1 for 1 to start the second. Mule floats it to Lopez-Seneschal. Quickly defended by Mitchell. Griffin tried to cut, got double-teamed, and had it knocked out of her hands, out of bounds. UConn ball 7 on the shot clock.
UConn has to be careful to not get caught standing around on the offensive end. I'm seeing it a little bit now. You think he's seeing it too? Taking off his
Maybe
glasses,
that's why he took the glasses off to not see it. Yeah. Aaliyah Edwards back iron with a long 3. Princeton rebound.
They've got to get the ball in the lane. Just settling for three-pointers is not the way to go.
Griffin runs and scores.
Phenomenal pass from Mule.
Transition offense. Here's Caitlin Chen. No. Fight for the rebound. Ducharme gets it to Mule. Griffin from just inside the free throw line. Yes, for 2. 11 points and 8 rebounds for Griffin. And we've just started the third quarter. Chen feeds underneath, breaking, and getting the bucket was Paige Morton, the sophomore from Summit, New Jersey. UConn into the paint.
What's Aaliyah Edwards doing? She hasn't moved. Now she moved. She was standing up top of the key. That was a terrible offensive possession by UConn.
Mule looking at Griffin off camera, saying, no, you were supposed to go that way or didn't. Well, either way, the turnover. 11-point UConn lead. They're going to call Descharm. They're holding on Mitchell as she tried to break and cut.
She got away with that previous defensive possession. You can't put your arm right on the defender and push and try to get through. You got to go around, especially when you're right in front of the official.
Second foul on Descharm. Lopez Seneschal also has 2. Hard work by Morton. Mule is down on the floor. It took an elbow or something to the side of the head, and Nika Mule is down.
She tried to take a charge. I'm not sure if her head hit the floor.
So Janelle Francisco, the trainer there, might be a cut or a nosebleed type injury or something in that area. But the hush over Gamble Pavilion as the floor leader for UConn is down. See what happened here to Nika Mule as she begins to get up.
For number 10 to be down on the ground for that long, she's the toughest kid on this team. A little bit of blood in her mouth, you can see.
Obviously leaning on Coach Auriemma and Janelle Francisco for some help getting off the floor. Now her teammates coming out to pick her up.
Figures Paige Beckers would be the one to come get her. Great teammate herself.
So Amari DeBerry is going to check into the ball game while the medical staff looks at Nika Mule. Let's see if we can see what happened here.
She came back. I don't know. It's hard to see. Maybe that elbow hit her in the mouth. You see her falling back.
Ooh. So she caught an elbow from Paige Morton on the way up and then caught Aaliyah Edwards' knee on the way down.
So now, you saw her react, and then a knee to the back of the head.
So DeBerry into the ball game, and a missed switch on the part of UConn sends Caitlin Chen to the rim, and a timeout UConn as Gino Auriemma wants to regroup his squad after that defensive possession. 6:41 to go, quarter number 3 here at Gamble. (36-27) UConn over Princeton midway through the third quarter here at Gamble Pavilion, but all concern is for Nika Mule at the moment after this play just a moment ago.
You can see she took a shot to the face, and then the left knee of Aaliyah Edwards just inadvertently. Great angle of it here. You see how she gets hit in the head.
So Mule has gone back to the locker room area with the UConn medical staff, and meantime Gino Auriemma having to call this timeout, maybe to sharpen the focus of his team after watching their team leader be injured like that.
Well, you can't, this team, we've talked about the resiliency and how tough they've been and what they've been through, but yet they're asked again to come together and step up and play without another key player.
The player that handles the ball, runs the offense.
Yeah, we've talked so much this year. It's the heart and soul.
Edwards to a streaking Griffin.
What a pretty offensive possession there by the Huskies.
I'm telling you. The double team collapsed on Edwards, and Griffin got there. Long range shot. Griffin with a rebound. UConn runs.
If UConn is smart, get the ball into the lane. Princeton cannot stop them, but they've got to be smart.
Lopez Seneschal cut off, steps back. No. Here is Caitlin Chen, drives, throws up a left-hander and got it off the glass.
Savvy play by Chen.
Double figures for Chen, the junior from California. DeBerry sets the wicked screen. No call. And Carla Berube is irate.
Yeah, she wants her kids to talk to each other, not get hit by screens.
Point lead. Here's Cunningham, who loses the handle. That'll be a tied-up ball. It'll go to UConn.
Well, here you see the handoff and the screen. Just poor communication from Princeton. Nicely executed by UConn.
Amari DeBerry is 6'5". When she sets that wide base for a screen.
Yeah, when you don't talk and tell your teammate it's coming.
Yeah. Griffin lost the handle. DeBerry. And they're going to call a foul inside on Ducharme. That is going to be her third, and it brings us to the under 5 timeout. Lou Lopez Seneschal, Amari DeBerry teaming up for another 2 for the Huskies. So where are you watching the game from tonight? You know you can watch live UConn women's basketball games, pre- and post-game shows, and all SNY programming anytime, anywhere, on any device with the SNY app. Scan that code and download it now. Coming to you live from Gamble Pavilion tonight on the campus of UConn in Stores, where the Huskies have an 11-point lead on the Princeton Tigers. Lou Lopez Seneschal, the grad transfer from Fairfield. 12 points for UConn, 5 rebounds. Aubrey Griffin has 13 and 9 to lead the Huskies.
Nice hedge there by DeBerry.
DeBerry with the block.
She did everything right, that defensive sequence. Nice job, nice active hands, almost disrupted it. But those long arms able to knock the ball away on the shot.
11 on the timer for Princeton. There's almost a big collision around that inbound pass. There's Cunningham, bounces off of Edwards. They're going to call the block on Aliyah.
And the problem there, DeBerry let the kid get around her, and then you open up that back line for trouble.
Second personal foul.
Amari DeBerry almost at her season high in minutes. That's the second foul on Aliyah Edwards. Caroline Ducharme has 3. And remember, UConn has now just 7 available players for this ball game. The career high in minutes for Amari DeBerry is 18.
She will blow that up tonight.
Yes. Lopez Seneschal, no. Griffin, uncontested rebound, draws the foul.
Tigers foul
You know, there's a fine line of running offense, but, you know, Lopez Senechal's got the green light. She was open. And then the terrific hustle and offensive rebound. She wanted it, too.
Aubrey Griffin's season high in scoring is 18. She has 13, as you see there, and is at the free throw stripe.
The little things right now that are going to make a big difference for UConn and their psyche is they've got to make free throws.
They've been good at it tonight. 8 for 12 now for UConn from the free throw stripe. And Griffin is a perfect 5 for 5.
Let's see how well UConn communicates. And let's see if Princeton is ready to take shots and make shots.
Inbound pass, going to be a foul on Ellie Mitchell. Lopez Senechal draws the contact.
This is savvy veteran defensive play. She gets herself above the arc, gets herself in position. Sold it a little bit. But I thought that was a good call.
So for Mitchell, that is her third personal foul.
UConn has to keep moving, being active offensively.
Ducharme for 3, no. Griffin crashes for the rebound, bodies on the floor. Gonna be another tied up ball, that'll go to Princeton. Our next UConn game on SNY is Wednesday, December 21st. From the XL Center in Hartford, the Huskies take on Big East rival Seton Hall. Note the time, pregame coverage at 11:30 a.m. with tip at noon on Wednesday, December 21st here on SNY. Rainbow 3 attempt from outside was missed by Nowicki. The average with her 6th rebound of the game.
Where UConn needs to really be smart and run offense.
Ducharme with a nice move in the right hand.
She wanted that ball. I respect that call by Ducharme. She knew the kid guarding her was undersized. She loves operating in that low post.
Those are the first points of the night for Caroline.
She can get more of them if she wants to get down in that low post.
Griffin almost got another steal. There's the kick from outside. Madison St. Rose, no. Fight for the rebound. Block. DeBerry, no. They'll call a foul. Nowicki came up with the offensive glass. When she spun around, the 6'5" DeBerry was there, but got her on the arm.
That's where you just got to keep your arms up in the air and don't come down. The other end of the floor, watch Ducharme. She wants the ball. The nice pass from the top of the key. And then the pretty finish off the glass.
We talked about before tip tonight that Caroline was a crucial player for the Huskies now with AZ Flood out for 3 to 6 weeks. And not just a small sample of what she showed us she could do a year ago. So here is the junior from Woodbine, Maryland, Chet Nowicki, shooting free throws for Princeton and gets them both. And those are her first couple of points on the night for the Tigers. UConn by 12. Ducharme drives, takes the contact. They're going to call the offensive foul, and that's her 4th.
I mean, not, you know, there's that, again, it's that fine line of being aggressive. Smart play by Princeton to come over from that weak side.
So Ines Betancourt gets up off the bench and gets ready to check in for UConn. 3.5-minute dry spell here for Princeton as we hit 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. St. Rose lets it fly. No, that was wide right. Offensive rebound by Nowicki and a foul. Who'd they call that on?
DeBerry.
That's her 2nd. So Ducharme will go to the bench with 4 fouls. DeBerry will also go to the bench with 2. Ayanna Patterson checks in, as does the freshman Ines Betancourt.
2 free throws.
And here is Chet Nowicki, the second-year player. Both of her brothers, athletes at Ivy League schools. Got a brother that plays basketball at Columbia and a brother that runs track at Yale.
Pretty smart genes in that family, along with athletic.
Think so.
Smart play to press here by Berube.
Seneschal cut off. Griffin will step for three and get it to go.
I'm not so sure that was the shot they wanted, but got to give Aubrey Griffin credit for taking it.
In that same situation this morning at shoot-around, they had a set like that, and Gino looked at Aubrey as Betancourt would get called for the block. He looked at Aubrey and he said, you can do this or this or this. Take that shot. What happens with it's up to you. Well,
she drained it.
Boom.
A gutsy shot at a key time in the game. That's just, you know what that is? That's just basketball instincts. That's just not thinking. That's just catching and shooting.
So the senior Maggie Connolly shooting free throws, and we check with Maria.
Hey, Alan, yesterday I asked Chris Daly what her message was to Aubrey Griffin after she had a season-low 3 points at Notre Dame, and Daly actually referenced Diana Taurasi going 1 for 15 from the floor in the 2001 national semifinal. Not exactly the same thing, but her point was, you keep shooting, and she said Aubrey will learn from that experience, and she expected Aubrey to have a great game tonight.
She is. Lopez Seneschal is as well.
Gino's down in the stance telling Betancourt, just get in your stance, keep the kid in front of you.
15-point UConn lead. For three, off the glass.
Not so sure she intended that to go in off the glass, but she'll certainly take it.
That was Stone with the triple.
This is a heck of a position for Betancourt to be in, the freshman. Not expected, but you got to step up.
With the injuries and the absences, right? The whole next man up. Well, look, you only have 7 players. One of them's got 4 fouls. Opportunity. 4 to shoot, going to be knocked out of bounds. Luckily, off of Princeton, but UConn will only have 4 on the timer.
And you got to get the ball to number 11.
Edwards drives, pulls up, and got it.
Another gutsy shot. They haven't had her involved enough in the offense, Aaliyah Edwards.
2 seconds in the quarter. One shot well short from outside. And that is how the third quarter is going to end. Listen to this crowd at Gamble Pavilion and their appreciation for what their shorthanded UConn squad is doing tonight on their home court. Even under the pressure of a shot clock running out, Aaliyah Edwards from the top of the key. And the Huskies lead after 3 is 14. UConn 52, Princeton 38. As we get ready for the fourth quarter, our game reset is presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Aubrey Griffin has equaled her season high in points tonight. She's got a double-double through 3 quarters. Lou Lopez Seneschal also having a good night. Amari DeBerry with a career-high 19 minutes played. And 1996 National Player of the Year, Jen Rosati, on the court between quarters.
She's gunning that ball. That wadded up t-shirt up there, huh? Quite an arm.
There you go. Got a National Player of the Year here throwing t-shirts in the crowd. We got one giving an opinion back in the studio in New York. Maybe doing a little scouting, too, for the future.
Yeah. President of the Connecticut Sun. They just hired Stephanie White to be their head coach. Morgan Tuck just got named assistant general manager.
So the fourth quarter starts, and again, if you just joined us late and haven't seen the social media headline, Nika Mule left this game after taking a hard shot and has not returned to the bench for UConn. So the Huskies now without their floor general, their point guard. And of course, one of their defensive leaders also. That's Inish Betancourt, 21, the freshman out.
Tough defense there by Aubrey Griffin.
Cunningham got the rebound though for Princeton, and Chen will get a chance to reset for the Tigers. Bucket and a foul.
What a tough play. The senior captain, Julia Cunningham, gets through on the baseline. Now, you would think that Patterson is quick enough, but that's senior versus freshman.
Second foul on Patterson. Julia Cunningham, second on the team in scoring, assists, and you mentioned team captain, has been held kind of quiet tonight. Just 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting, and missed that free throw there.
So let's see how this offense moves. You know, I'm almost thinking right now, this is just all about toughness and kids just making basketball plays. You're on the playground.
We get both eligible freshmen out on the floor for UConn. Shot clock at 6. Edwards got boxed in, 3 and 2. Betancourt gets the shot to the rim, but misses. Edwards had Patterson cutting to the rim, but couldn't see her through the double-teaming defenders. Stone, no. Rebound falls right into the hands of Nowicki, and she will be fouled as over the top of her goes Patterson, and that'll be the freshman's 3rd.
Well, you know, you look at that foul, you see 34. Patterson for UConn. She didn't box out. She lost her player. The kid tracks down the offensive rebound. You know, this game, it's not that complicated. Do the little things. When the shot goes up, you got to box out.
So Patterson goes to the bench with 3 fouls, having played just 6 minutes in this ball game. And Nowicki 1 of 2 from the free throw stripe for Princeton. Tigers bring the full court pressure, broken quickly by Aubrey Griffin. DeBerry put her defender down. Got the pass out to Lopez Seneschal, who drops the 3.
What a pass from DeBerry. Lopez Seneschal did a great job getting herself open in the corner. Give the credit to DeBerry for finding her.
Carla Berube having a word with the official in front, and they're going to call a foul.
It's so funny. They called nothing for so long, and now they're calling everything. DeBerry got away with a foul, I thought, in that low post. But what a kick.
So first foul called on Inish Betancourt. She will go to the bench to a hands raised question for Chino. Tied up ball underneath. Princeton's going to hang on to it. It's Caroline Ducharme back into the ball game with her 4 fouls with 8 minutes to go in this one.
There's a lot of time left in this game.
And you see two of the 7 players.
Ducharme's got to be smart.
Oh, Griffin with a block, and then a block by Cunningham.
Like, why is UConn in a hurry? It would be the question. Like, I know that's the nuance here. You want to play fast, but you don't want to play in a hurry.
DeBerry stopped to run up the court, and so the pass thrown away.
2 plays in a row. You see the previous possession, UConn got away with a foul and then turns it over inexplicably for trying to go too fast.
Cunningham drives, no, missed, didn't get a foul call she was looking for.
Ducharme lucky, again, she's got to be careful. She's got 4.
Sean picked up her dribble, almost got in trouble there, DeBerry did. There's Griffin, she'll take 3. Yes!
Wow.
Have a night, kid. And a three answered by Stone.
Right back at you. Stone has been phenomenal all evening.
The Princeton front court pressure broken by UConn. Lopez Seneschal will handle the ball here for the Huskies. The lead is 12, and a steal. And Caitlin Chen will get the layup for UConn.
That's just smart basketball by Princeton, and UConn sloppy.
So Princeton has ratcheted up the defensive pressure, and Gino Auriemma is going to call a timeout. Well, without Nika Mule, with a couple of players in some foul trouble, and a Princeton team that won't go away. A steal and a score. Cunningham connecting with Chen for Princeton. A UConn lead that was 15 is now 10 as we approach midway through the fourth quarter here at Gamble Pavilion. And let's check out the Take It to the Rim moment brought to you by Duncan.
This is a really interesting possession. Okay, look, Gino Auriemma, his left hand is out, like, hold off, we're going to run an offense here. Okay, ready? Ducharme over there on that wing, in that corner, open. The ball is here. Now, let's see what happens as we roll it. Lopez Seneschal doesn't see this kid cheating over who was guarding Ducharme. Savvy defensive play. Princeton finishes to cut the lead to 10.
So the Huskies have turned the ball over 4 times in the last minute and 41 of game time.
Yeah, 18 overall.
And again, headline on the night for this one, besides the fact that AZ Fudd on Tuesday announced to be out for 3 to 6 weeks, is that Nika Mule went down in this game and will not return. So the Huskies with 7 players, their floor leader, their leading scorer, both not in competition now. And after losing at Notre Dame on Sunday, we remind you that it's been a long time since UConn has lost back-to-back games. And they have a 10-point lead, and there's 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter.
There's a lot of time, and a lot's going to happen.
That's right. It has that feeling.
They're going to have to earn it. You know, Princeton's not going to give it to them.
You can kind of just feel all the people sitting around and behind us here at Gamble kind of holding their breath a little bit, like, I'm feeling uneasy right now.
Yeah, well, you just got to play.
So the 5 on the floor for UConn: Aaliyah Edwards, Caroline Ducharme, Lou Lopez Seneschal, Amari DeBerry, and Aubrey Griffin.
Let's see if they can run, just execute a good offensive possession.
Lopez Seneschal, the pass from DeBerry hit Ellie Mitchell in the back. There's Cunningham, works on Edwards, cut off.
It's literally one possession at a time now.
Chen cut off by DeBerry. Somebody's free. There she was, Mitchell, with patience and a bucket. Quickly, the full court pressure by Princeton.
Of course, they got a pressure.
Ducharme in trouble.
So it's a 10-second turnover. Interesting, I thought they could call her for 5 seconds, which they didn't. But they got to get the ball over the half-court line.
And did not, so 5:56 to go. Princeton on a 7-0 run. 8-point lead for UConn.
Now let's just sit down in the stands, communicate, execute.
Foul called as Mitchell threw Lopez Seneschal to the floor in the fight for the rebound. That'll be the 4th on Ellie Mitchell.
4th foul, Mitchell.
And I don't think you take Mitchell out of the game. She's too important a player. She's a junior. She's a seasoned veteran.
Can the Huskies break the pressure? No, they throw it away. Eight-point lead. UConn needing a defensive stop here. Here's Chen driving on Lopez Seneschal, and they'll call the foul on Lou. That'll be her 2nd. So Anesh Betancourt checks back into the game. And Amari DeBerry will head to the bench.
They need ball handlers. But they also need to inbound the ball. Well, here they got to play defense first.
Cunningham cut off by Betancourt. Tries again. Stone. 5 to shoot. Here's Chen. Lopez Seneschal. Defending. Here's the kick. And Mitchell at the buzzer drains the 3. Excuse me, that was Cunningham.
You knew that was going in.
Griffin answers for UConn to break the long dry spell.
Now it's just a battle of wills. Offense versus defense.
A 10-0 Princeton run answered with that 2 for UConn. Here's Stone inside.
What help
with the block.
Edwards with the help. That was great defense.
And Griffin runs and scores. Timeout Princeton.
Smart timeout there by Berube. UConn's defense was the difference because it allowed them to get out quickly in transition, and Princeton couldn't press them. You know, it's just a matter of getting down in your stance. How about this help coming from the weak side? Aaliyah Edwards made it happen. And then Griffin, her quickness and athleticism, explodes up the floor. Gets the bench up and screaming. Scary how many players they've got in those sweatsuits.
So Aubrey Griffin has equaled her career high in scoring with 25 points tonight. And you see the second career game, she's had 20-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. What a bounce back after the Sunday struggles for the junior, Aubrey Griffin. So a 9-point UConn lead. And still 4 minutes and 19 seconds on the scoreboard. Cunningham over the outstretched arm of Betancourt. Shot goes over the top, and a turnover to UConn.
Unlucky for Princeton, because they lose possession there, but the key is they can now establish some full court pressure. Let's see how UConn handles it.
Adjusting some positioning on the floor. And Betancourt is going to turn it over.
The defense wants you to be up in that corner along that end line. It makes it easy for them to double.
Chen drives, feeds inside, the shot thrown up by Nowicki.
How was there no foul call there?
I'm sure Princeton would like that question answered.
Smart play by Aaliyah Edwards to just get the ball out.
They go after DeBerry. She throws a pass that's deflected on the way in. Here comes Stone, fouled on the way through. That'll be third on DeBerry. So Ayanna Patterson and Lou Lopez Seneschal, the only two on the bench eligible to play tonight, or available to play. Nico Mule going out earlier and not returning to the UConn bench. And here is Grace Stone, the senior from Long Island, at the free throw stripe with a chance to cut into the UConn lead. That's 20 for Stone, leading scorer for the Tigers. Here's that full court pressure again. They'll get it to DeBerry.
Why not? Aaliyah Edwards.
Before that last turnover, Gino was trying to get Amari DeBerry to get deep into the defensive end to use her height to take that pass. DeBerry gets tied up down low, and they're going to call that foul on Nowicki from Princeton. That'll be her second. 20 seconds on the timer, 3:11 to go in the game for UConn. 8-point Husky lead. DeBerry's back was turned to the pass. She went to set a screen, and Betancourt threw it.
Well, that's the inexperience of Betancourt.
Turnover, knocked away, out of bounds.
UConn got lucky. That's the first bad mistake Princeton has made like that. Edwards trying to console Betancourt, saying, you know what, don't feel sorry for yourself right now, girl. You just got to play.
Yep. You talk about getting a load of freshman experience in a tough circumstance. Edwards cut off, kicks to Griffin. She'll drive and get it to go.
She learned from Sunday. She would have jacked that shot up, but instead made the wise decision to dribble to the basket.
27 and a new career high for Aubrey Griffin. UConn's lead back to 10. 2.5 to go. Cunningham with the three is good. And immediately the pressure by Princeton. Betancourt will dribble through 2, through 3. They'll call Ducharme for travel.
See, this is where UConn needs to slow it down. They've got the lead. Use up the clock.
There's the list of those with foul problems for UConn. Aaliyah Edwards got a hand on the ball, but then got the other hand on the arm of Ellie Mitchell, and that'll be a foul on Aaliyah, her third.
Third on Edwards. UConn over the limit.
So that puts UConn over the limit and Princeton into the bonus. And so the junior from Chevy Chase, Maryland, Ellie Mitchell, will step to the free throw stripe.
And they've missed some critical free throws here. They're 10 of 15 on the night, which the way they have missed some of these free throws late, I thought their numbers were worse.
1 of 2 there for Mitchell. Huskies will break the pressure and stop and regroup. Gino telling Aubrey Griffin, slow it down, run this. Telling her to get the ball to DeBerry. That was well read. Cunningham will take a shot.
The question is, how many times is UConn not going to notice Cunningham coming? See, the ball gets lobbed, and you see her coming. Same play that we've seen before. Throw a ball fake and throw it to Ducharme wide open in the corner.
Inside of 2 minutes to go. Griffin. Nice dump to Edwards. 2 to shoot. Betancourt drives. Yes!
I don't think she got it off.
I think they're going to look at it.
The ball was still in her hand.
Sending both teams to their benches to have a look.
The call on the floor is good basket. Plays on review.
That will be overturned. I suspect our officiating crews tonight, Karen Priato, Katie Lukanich, and Tony Patillo. So they'll have a look at that, adjust the clock for whatever it might need to be. And the pressure continues to build toward the end of this one. No basket, shot clock violation.
No basket.
You can see the 0 over on the left, right there. The ball was still in her hands. The light is on. It's a good call.
6-point lead for UConn. And 1.5 minutes to go.
Now it's all about once again, mental toughness for both clubs. Princeton has to execute, and UConn has to sit and play defense.
Chen over the top of Betancourt for two. Here comes the pressure. Into Ducharme. To DeBerry. Almost gave it away, got lucky. A minute to go.
1 minute.
6-0 Princeton run. Betancourt gives it away. On the way to get back on defense. Chen gets hammered and a foul.
I thought that was a pretty good play by DeBerry, 2 hands up. Smart play by Chen to get into the lane.
Number 20, Chen.
Assume they called the lower body contact there, and so here is Caitlin Chen.
61% free throw shooter. Gotta love the toughness of the junior.
A chance to cut the lead to 2. And does. Timeout UConn. An 8-0 run by Princeton in these last minute and a half sets this streak in jeopardy for UConn. 1,066 straight games without back-to-back losses. March of 1993. And of course, Gino not ever losing to former players and assistants who come in as coaches. Last loss to an Ivy League school, 1983. But this Princeton squad for Carla Berube believes.
Well, they've got 5 super seniors. You know, they're smart. They play together. They're unselfish. They're tough, and they're playing a UConn team that not only was decimated by injury coming into the game, but then they lose their floor leader, Anika Mule, in the middle of the game.
Yes, big moment in the game, and maybe in the season for UConn when Mule hit the floor hard. Quick reminder, Gary Apple and Carol Walters have a recap of tonight's game, plus you'll hear Gino's news conference. The UConn women's basketball post-game show is presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Coming up, will it be celebrating a UConn close escape or an upset?
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting that Lopez Seneschal is on the bench.
Yeah, I did think that earlier when I saw her sitting there. But she goes back to the bench now. So it's Griffin, DeBerry, Betancourt, Ducharme, and Edwards to inbound the ball with 46.1 seconds to go in the game. UConn only leading by 2. Griffin will drive all the way to the rim, draw the foul, and get the bucket.
Biggest play of the game, perhaps of her career. Aubrey Griffin taking this game over.
29 points for Aubrey Griffin.
Not a bigger bucket in her career. Slicing through traffic. Finds a way to get it to drop while getting fouled. As an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
First missed free throw of the night. UConn now bringing some front court pressure. But here come the Tigers. 35 to go. Chen kicks to the corner. St. Rose got it. Timeout Princeton.
St. Rose had missed a couple of those shots. I knew the minute it left her hand, it was going in. Chen just does a good job of dribbling into the lane, drawing attention. And St. Rose wide open in the corner.
St. Rose is a freshman from Old Bridge, New Jersey. She was the New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year in high school a season ago. And those were her first points of the night right there. She had been 0 for 4 and nails a critical 2, although they are checking and confirming it's 2, and they're also checking the time remaining in this ball game. So just joining us, UConn led by as many as 15 at one point in this one. Nika Mule out with an injury. And now the Huskies, with just 7 available players and a couple in some pretty big foul trouble, scrambling to try and save a victory on their home court. So same 5 return to the floor for UConn. Lopez Seneschal still on the bench. And Aaliyah Edwards will inbound the ball. Here's Ducharme across the timeline.
Bad place to pick up the ball.
And a foul in Ish Betancourt.
Princeton foul, 24, Julia Cunningham.
And so that is the 5th foul on Cunningham as Lopez Seneschal watches. Is that surprising to me that she's on the bench at this point?
It's surprising to me. The only thing I'm wondering is maybe something physical.
Got hurt, and we haven't heard about it yet. All right, well, Cunningham is fouled out, and here's a big moment for the freshman Ish Betancourt. At the free throw stripe for the first time this season.
Talk about pressure.
Betancourt 2 shots.
At least it's 2 shots now and not a 1-and-1. No bigger shots in this young lady's life.
Got 1 of 2. 3-point UConn lead. 21.7 to go. And a timeout called.
Give that kid credit for the toughness to knock down at least 1 of 2.
All right, so Princeton just used their last timeout. UConn still with 1 left. Both teams now in the bonus where fouls are concerned. 21.7 to go. What are you looking for?
Well, I think UConn has got to, they have to have minimal pressure. They can't just let them bring it up uncontested, but they just got to keep the ball in front of them. And it's, you know, I've said it quite a few times here late in this game. Both teams, this is what basketball is all about. These are the best moments. Offensively, you want to execute and don't rush. And defensively, you want to keep your player in front of you. Just play smart defense, communicate. The shot goes up. You don't want to foul. Shot goes up, box out, and go grab the rebound.
Caitlin Chen is the best 3-point shooter for Princeton. She's number 20.
Yeah, you can't give up a 3.
And for Princeton, what are you looking for?
You know, it's interesting. Based on what Chen can do, I would say, and the trouble that UConn has had against the pressure, I would go for a quick 2.
All right. Ayanna Patterson checks into the ball game. Amari DeBerry checks out.
Yeah, that's for defense, for athleticism.
And so they'll inbound the ball in front of the Princeton bench with 21.7 to go and UConn leading by 3. Patterson on the inbounder. Here's Chen with the ball. St. Rose. Defended by Ducharme. Clock running. Chen again, cut off by Patterson. Throws up a long 3, misses everything. It was knocked out of bounds off Ducharme. Who was that? Maggie Connolly raced over for Princeton and knocked the ball off Ducharme out of bounds. Princeton basketball.
What a heads-up play by Connolly. Now, Princeton doesn't have a timeout. Did UConn call a timeout? So you think you're doing the right thing by letting it go.
Wow.
It's a smart play by that kid.
So they're going to check a couple things here. One, the time left on the clock, but also it looked to me.
So they're reviewing that play, but what they're also doing is giving Princeton a chance to huddle up and have a timeout, even though they don't have any left.
Well, what I was starting to say was if Connolly's foot came down with her hand still on the ball there might be something they're looking at.
So did that ball hit out of bounds? Nope. That's a legal play.
Yep.
It's a smart play. It's a tough play. You know, the question is, could UConn have grabbed that ball? I didn't have a good enough angle on it to see if they could have grabbed it.
Everybody's instinct is going to be to let that fall out of bounds and take possession of the ball, but that's kind of like boxing out for a rebound, right?
Well,
Look at the effort by the Princeton players.
Yeah, that's why you never give up on a play. Great hustle by Princeton. And now they've got to inbound the ball. They don't have a lot of time. They can't move. They're going to add a little bit to the clock.
5.2 seconds will be put on the clock.
That's a lot of time. That is a lot of time.
And so the same 5 come back to the court. Patterson will again guard the inbounder for UConn.
No open threes.
Princeton has put one of their biggest players into the game. That was Uyghur. The ball went off her. Hit the sideline. Turnover to UConn.
Got to give UConn credit for their defensive pressure. And you can't underscore how Patterson makes it difficult to inbound that ball. But really good pressure.
So they subbed Uyghur into the ball game because she's got some size to try and make sure that ball got in with some of UConn's length.
Yeah, nice denial there by Aaliyah Edwards. And that's what I was talking about. You just got to get down, get in your stance, and don't let your player catch the ball.
So UConn has used its last timeout. No timeouts left. 3-point lead for UConn. What's Gino drawing up in the huddle to get the ball in and run out this clock? Or are we going to see a quick foul from Princeton?
I wouldn't be surprised if Princeton fouls.
I mean, they have to do something to extend the game, right?
You've got to get the ball to Caroline Ducharme. She's your best free throw shooter.
You just have to get it inbounds first. Here we go.
Usually, if you set a good screen, you're going to be open.
Betancourt gets the ball and is quickly fouled by St. Rose. So Inish Betancourt will go back to the free throw stripe for UConn.
Second personal foul.
Still an opportunity here. I mean, Betancourt has got to make at least one of these.
There's one.
That's big.
4-point lead, chance to make it 5. Got it. Under pressure, Inish Betancourt delivers at the free throw stripe. And UConn escapes over Princeton, 69-64. What a game.
Nice moment there between coach and pupil. I tell you what, Gino was probably telling Carla, we were lucky to beat you. But they gutted it out. I got to give UConn a lot of credit for just toughness. I mean, this wasn't about skill or talent. This was just about grittiness and toughness.
Players put in positions they're not familiar with your point guard being out, with freshmen being pressed into duty.
Half your team is out.
Yeah, right? And being put under high pressure by a highly skilled and experienced Princeton squad and finding a way to hang on for the win. Now, tonight's player of the game presented by CSCU. Who else could it be, right? Aubrey Griffin.
How about that? 11 for 11.
A career-high 29 points, 10 rebounds, and importantly, that third line down. 5 for 6 from the free throw stripe. Some of those coming at key moments in the game as well for Griffin. Well, Maria Marino is with Gino Auriemma.
Coach, what a battle. How did your team overcome a limited bench to close this one out?
Well, you know, we made a couple big plays at the end there. You know, Aubrey you know, got us going with a couple big threes and a couple drives, and you know, we made the free throws that we had a chance to get, but it's just really hard right now playing the way we're playing with the lineup that we're playing. It's, you know, it's a lot to ask of this team, and I don't know how much longer we can sustain this, but you know, one game at a time, and we'll see what we can do.
Any word on how Nika Mule is doing, and how tough is it to see her go down?
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. I didn't see what happened, so I don't know whether she got hit with an elbow or whether she hit the floor when she went down. I don't know. But, you know, we'll find out when we get back there, and hopefully she's doing okay.
Well, you mentioned Aubrey Griffin. How do you feel about how she responded both after a tough game at Notre Dame and with the game on the line tonight? 29 points, 11 of 11 from the floor, and 10 boards.
Well, you know, the big thing about Aubrey is she can usually do whatever she wants to do. It's just there are times when she just becomes so tentative and unsure of herself, and I would say for the most part tonight she played confident and she played self-assured, and that's what we need from her to do, because obviously we got about 70 points sitting on the bench, so it couldn't have come at a better time.
How do you begin to regroup before Maryland?
We'll come to practice tomorrow and see who shows up and do the best we can.
Thank you so much, Coach. Alan?
Worked every bit of his coaching magic to keep that streak alive of not losing back-to-back games in forever. These are current AP top 10 ranked teams, and when they last lost back-to-back games, look at those numbers. And look at UConn in the middle of that. An amazing streak that they had to fight hard for to keep alive tonight. And Aubrey Griffin was the star of the show. 29 points to lead UConn over Princeton. Lots more still to come.